How about Shemel Shai? How about Shemel Shai? Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
Alright, shalom, shalom.
Hey, shalom.
You know, first and foremost, you want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well.
Shalom.
Salutation to the Achaean preaching the truth to the four corners of the earth. You know, the Achaean listening and respecting your husband. So shalom.
Shalom.
Is your brother Yakal here?
Your brother Howard.
You know, from GMS Prophetic Vibration. Coming to you with another lesson to edify the flock. Lord's will be edifying.
Cool.
Now, you know, the video we really basing on is balance.
Cool.
We must have a balance in the truth. Because as the precept reads, you know, the Lord despises and he does not like a false balance. Right? The Lord like us to keep our spirit under subjection. Right?
And we got Proverbs 11.
Yeah, we could bring out the precept one time.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 1. It says, a false balance is abomination to Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, but a just wage is his delight.
So the Lord like a just weight. He don't like a false balance because we ought to always remain balanced. This walk we walk in here, yes, you're gonna be in the flesh sometime, but not to let the flesh consume you and take you over. You understand? Because we know that there's the flesh and then there's the spirit. The Lord tell us about the both of them. He told us that walk in the spirit and you will not fulfill the lust of the flesh. And he also told us that they are enmity one against another. You understand? So if it is you're too much in the flesh, then you're not in the spirit. But if you're too much in the spirit, you know, the flesh going and we calling and begging for things. It's not like you're not. It's something bad being too much in the spirit, because we know in Sirach it says the book of Sirach said they were addicted to this word, right? They and the scripture says they who are addicted. Let me see if I can get that real quick, so I wouldn't butcher the scripture, right? Because we're not to be too over righteous as well too. And this Sirach chapter 1. Right. Let's see. And just bear with me, and it's Sirach 1. Bear with me, it says. Right, look at right here. It says to write something pertaining to learning and wisdom, to the intent that those which are desirous to learn and are addicted to these things might profit much more in living according to the law. Right? Because there were men who were desirous to learn, desirous to know more, going through they walk in the truth. You understand? Men that's constantly learning, because everybody catch hell now and again. But when they catch hell, you do just catch hell, you had to learn from it, because we had to keep our balance. Now, sometimes we catch hell because we too much in the flesh, and the Lord need to wake we up. But as our big brother said, when we catch hell, is, you know, and we learn from it, the Lord wanted us to learn. So he make us catch hell that we could understand later what we was catching hell for. Then you understand it now, you wouldn't end up in the same situation 10, 20 times. But the Lord will constantly put you in a situation where you need to understand balance. And this is something that you got to go through the fires to experience. You're not going to get the apostles. They've been through it. They have much experience. And experience is the greatest teacher. You understand? That's how they could understand balance. Right? So we as younger men, we ought to understand balance. And this is for everybody. We need to keep our balance, especially in this last time. And there's nothing too much in this last days if the balance is on the righteous side more. Because that is how we need to be, walking in the spirit more. You understand? We have something, eh?
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 4. It says that every one of you should know how to possess his vessel in sanctification and honor, not in the lust of
concupiscences.
Yeah.
That's basically, you know, overflowing with lust. Because when we get the word, right? Because it's something like, you know, you're overdoing it. See if I get it here. Let's bear with me here. Right, the word, it says desire, improper or illicit desire, lustful feeling, right? Eager desire. It's to be very desirous. In other words, you overcome with lust. You understand? Your body full, you overflowing with being thirst, right?
Let's expound on that, because basically we come in and shoot every man to work out the salvation with fear and trembling. You know, that is one which we know that, you know, we dealing like going back into the balance. You know, we know the flesh. You know, there's certain things on the flesh. You know, you had to feed the flesh in a sense that, you know, like pertaining to when Paul say, you know, if a man burning, you know, let him get married. So that is wisdom, basically. You know, you ain't being over righteous and say, nah, I'm gonna go on to any woman just so, or reach to that extent I'm married in on the whole and you're burning. So basically it's a balance, you know. It can make it make you do something where you know where you don't want to do in the long run.
Because you're so craving and you're so thirsty, you're going to actually, you might end up holding down somebody.
Yeah.
And that is just, and you know, that is when the flesh overcome you, when it's supposed to be feeding the flesh still. Because you don't want to be over righteous. You don't talk about being over righteous. You need to feed the flesh.
What I even saying also too, you know, even if you feed the flesh, that mean that for the month you want to feed the flesh 20 days for the month. You know, and get the spirit food few days. You know, less is like, you know, they could say out of 100%, you know, you get the spirit 75. You know, and you get the flesh if it's 35. You know, basically, that's really balanced, because you ain't doing nothing off, you know, by breaking the law, by doing things in the flesh. That means, you know, I will go and sin. You know, it's not sin. You know, because how we come from the darkness into the marvelous light, we put on the armor Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. You know, we put on that righteous mind. We know things what the Lord put into the law, and how Paul write it down. Paul used wisdom within his speech in the scriptures. So we know as men how we have to function, how we have to move. You know, it have a total balance in it. You know, so when you see that brothers getting emotional for something my brother do where it wasn't lawful, because as the scripture say, everything is lawful, but not everything is expedient. So basically, you know how to function as a man of the Lord. You know, because there's some brothers like to go personally and deal with the harlots. There's some brothers like to personally go by a bar and just work and, you know, drink some yayan. You know, there's some brothers, you know, just like to go and fish. You know, some brothers like to go and watch sports. You know, but don't make that take majority of your time. Don't let that get caught up that, you know, that you can't do and so much of videos, because you're lacking in your field, because you're playing PlayStation, you're behind PS5. Is PS5 is the new one?
Yeah.
PS4? 5, yeah, you're behind the PS5, you know, from 8 in the morning till 8 in the evening. You know, you ain't watch a video, you ain't come upon your brothers, you ain't come upon your chat, you just zone in into that realm, you know. But hey, the Lord take us out of the matrix. You know, we out of the matrix right now. We done seeing, we see us, you know, we done seeing what coming ahead. So basically, we having that balance. That balance, because being in the spirit, you knowing what is the balance, because you knowing no matter what you working, it's like this, you working, and you know, you gotta collect a certain wage, or you gotta a certain a lump sum money you gotta collect. At the end, when you collect the money, you gotta also remember the CBDC rolling out, you know. The CHIP going and be coming out. So in a sense, you don't want to gather up no churches in this world. You know, you want to make that solo up that you thinking ahead. You had to focus now and say, well, you know, the something the CHIP coming out. You know, better take this money and invest into something where I can live and brothers can live. Because this is the time where we had to use wisdom and knowledge and let it be the stability at the time we're living in. We supplanters, we know how to supplant Esau, Edom, and these other nations. They can't come and check us. So basically, that's how the Lord dealing with us, with the balance. You know, that means like, you know, to go out fat and the junk on the ground, you can't walk, you can't talk, you know, it's embarrassing, you know. Going back in time, you drink, you had enough, you know, you wanna you wanna soak up yourself a little bit. You drink a little water, you know, you drink a little water to get back yourself in that standard that you could function, that you could drive home, you know, you could keep a conversation. You wanna be staggering on the ground. It's a total balance in the shoot. They cannot be going off by saying, you know, I don't wanna be over righteous, so I wanna balance my scale by you going off. No, it's not that.
Yeah, the balance is when you come from a hard day at work or you're working all week, you know, you take a drink, you and the boys, or they take a drink, however it go, and you relax. You understand? Because the scripture says what a wine maker they had to be merry. Yeah, so you're going through something stressful, you take a drink.
Can.
That's for they that, you know, drink.
Can. So when I finish all this, the precept here, it say even as the Gentiles which know not Yahweh. So basically, they when they lusting after their flesh, they doing what orgies. You know, they doing things like committing adultery. You know, they doing things like sacrificing for money. You know, they dealing with witchcraft, sorcery. They go into that limit for that lust of the flesh. That's to please the flesh. But we as men of the Lord, we don't go into that darkness. We know what the light have for us at the end of the tunnel. You know, is the light. And right now we in this world, it is a tunnel, it is darkness. And we being a light, and Yahweh Shai being an ultimate light at the end of the tunnel to is like, you know, when you're watching these adventure movies, whatever it is, and you see like when they're exploring a mountain, and at the end of the mountain it's like a new world. So basically Yahweh Shai bring a new world, which is the kingdom of heaven for us. So we have to focus on that on the you know, on the straight path. You know, on the straight path, and basically at the end is the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead.
And that is it, you know. I guess get some precepts here. As you look at Matthew chapter 6 and 33.
Where are you at? Matthew chapter 6 and verse 33. Can. And it read, it say, but seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh, and have and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
So basically that is the balance, as the brother was now saying. That is how you can keep focus and keep balance. Because you know it have a lot of things that your flesh need to work. You would want to please to your flesh. But now the time is that we should be supposed to be focused. Right? And as Apostle Ramlan said, to be focused is to be on fire. So we need to be seeking the kingdom of heaven first. That's what we need to be doing. And how we seek the kingdom of heaven first, everything will be added after. We're gonna get all these things after. You have enough time in the kingdom to party with the elect, you know, to party, to drink, to have with your family. All these things are not something we should be trying to do too much in the flesh right now. But seek the kingdom of heaven first. You understand? And then all these things will be added unto us, as the scripture says.
Because we know as men of the Lord, you know, in this time, and you know, sometimes brothers we caught up in work, you know, hardly have time for with brothers, you know, mostly talking to brothers on phone, some brothers in other states, some brothers in other villages. That's how we in Trinidad. You know, when we meet up together, it's like you don't wanna detach, you know, keep that bond, and you know, we also have like things to say, like things to talk about, things in the spirit. You know, we might talk about things pertaining to the flesh, pertaining to work wise, or something happen to your car, or you know, some brothers might be a little down in his spirit because you know they going through the little trial, and the trial, you know, kind of sinking them down, and they need a brother to uplift them, so you know they could pull one time and be in a conversation. But also always remember, and this even goes to me, you know, because you know it is spirit we dealing with. Yahweh Shai, you know, he give us the Rakak for us, which is power, which we know the balance pertaining to your household. You know, putting your household in order, making time for your Eve, making time for your kids. You know, that's because we know we men of the Lord, we have to go and you know, go and do the Lord works, and we have feast days, because we in Great Millstone, we don't have women in our camp, because we know what women bring. You know, women bring a lot of confusion, women bring a lot of loss. You know, women on the whole is lost. You know, might have certain brothers, you know, in the camp who do have Eve, and your Eve, you know, in a sense that she pop in. She